Hello, and welcome to episode 153 of the Quiet and Strong podcast, especially for introverts. I'm your host, David Hall, and the creator of quietandstrong.com. This is a weekly podcast dedicated to understanding the strengths and needs of introverts. Introversion is not something to fix, but to be embraced. Normally, we'll air each episode on a Monday. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite platform. Leave a review, that would mean a lot to me. Tell a friend about the podcast. Help get the word out there that introversion is a beautiful thing. So happy New Year. I hope that 2023 was a great year for you, and I'm wishing you all the best in 2024. And on January 2nd, each year, we celebrate World Introvert Day, a day dedicated to honoring and appreciating the unique qualities and contributions of introverted individuals around the globe. Also, on World Introvert Day 2024, I'm celebrating the third year of the Quiet and Strong podcast. I launched on World Introvert Day during the height of the pandemic in 2021, as there was a lot of talk and misunderstanding around introversion, especially during this time. People were saying things like, oh, introverts, they love being home all the time. But yet, I knew some isolated and lonely introverts. So I wanted to give a voice to the strengths and needs of introverts and celebrate what introversion is and also bust myths about what it isn't. In a world where introverts are often misunderstood, World Introvert Day provides a special moment to shine a spotlight on the incredible strengths and attributes that introverts bring. It's a day to acknowledge the quieter power that lies within the minds and hearts of those who thrive in the stillness and depth of their inner worlds. As introverts, we are deep thinkers, and many gifts come from this. Some of the strengths are the ability to focus, the ability to listen attentively, self reflection, introspection, creativity, and imagination, and deep connection with others, especially one on one. Introverts have a natural inclination to pay close attention to what others are saying, allowing them to truly understand the perspectives and emotions of those around them. This skill creates a pace for open conversation, open communication, and fosters deep connections and relationships. Self reflection comes effortlessly for introverts. It's definitely one of our superpowers. We find solace in solitude, using this time as an opportunity for introspection. And through quiet contemplation, we gain valuable insights about ourselves, our values, and the world around us. This self awareness helps introverts navigate life with authenticity and purpose. Creativity flourishes within the inner world of introverts. Our ability to detach from external distractions allows our minds to wander freely into realms of imagination. These rich internal landscapes give birth to innovative ideas, unique perspectives, artistic expressions that can inspire others. Introverts find solace and inspiration in solitude, whether it's spending time in nature, diving into a good book, reflecting on our thoughts. Introverts draw energy from moments of quiet introspection. On World Introvert Day, let's celebrate the beauty of finding strength in stillness and the ability to recharge through moments of peace. Contrary to the misconception that introverts shy away from social interactions, we excel in forming deep and meaningful connections. Introverts value authentic relationships and cherish the bonds that they create. Today, let's appreciate the quality of connections introverts cultivate, proving that depth often speaks louder than volume. The introverted mind is a wellspring of creativity. From art and literature to innovative problem solving, introverts often thrive in environments that allow them to explore their imaginative landscapes. On World Introvert Day, let's recognize and celebrate the incredible contributions introverts make to the arts, sciences, and various fields by tapping into the wealth of their creative reservoirs. In a world that sometimes leans towards extroverted values, let's use this day to foster inclusivity and understanding. By recognizing and appreciating the strengths of both introverts and extroverts, we can build a society that embraces diversity and encourages individuals to be their authentic selves. On the Quiet and Strong podcast, we aim to dive into these gifts and explore the diverse experiences of introverts from all walks of life. Each episode features intimate conversations with thought leaders, creatives, and successful professionals who have embraced their introversion as a source of empowerment. We believe that being an introvert is not a weakness, but rather a unique trait that should be celebrated. In our society, extroversion is often valued and rewarded more visibly. However, through this podcast, we seek to challenge those misconceptions by highlighting the quiet strength that lies within introverts. During each episode, our guests share personal stories of how they've navigated societal expectations and discovered their own paths towards fulfillment. We discuss various topics such as finding balance between solitude and socialization, harnessing creativity through introspection, cultivating meaningful relationships in a world dominated by surface level interactions. We also touch upon the practical strategies for thriving in extroverted environments while still honoring our needs for downtime and reflection. On the podcast, we had many great guests in 2023. We discussed many topics, including leadership, communication, presentations and public speaking, storytelling, productivity, confidence, networking, marketing and social media, career exploration, and success at work, all especially for introverts. Introverts can be amazing in all these areas. Just the how will likely be different, and your path to success as an introvert may look different. Introverts often succeed differently. I want to share just a few highlights from the podcast from 2023. It was hard to choose, but here's just a few. In episode 147, I speak with Tom Albrighton. We discuss Tom's book, One for Joy, An Introvert's Guide to the Secret World of Solitude. As introverts, we have a need for solitude. It's not a nice to have, but a must have. As introverts, we don't want to be alone all the time, but we do need some time with our thoughts on a regular basis. We need to continue to normalize this need and embrace it to use our great gifts. And it's a beautiful time to connect with our own thoughts. In episode 149, Mia Danielle, founder of the popular blog and YouTube channel on creating clutter-free spaces, discusses the importance of our environments, especially for introverts. We talk about the psychological effects of clutter and how you can implement effective decluttering systems with practical insights that can transform your home. As introverts, our homes are a needed sanctuary and a place for rest, restoration, and recharge. And it's so important to create that environment that will provide that place, that sanctuary for you. In episode 120, Jess Cabrera, founder of Introverts Can, a resource and coaching service, she helps ambitious introverts who are overwhelmed and overstimulated and enables them to go from drained to energized. She does this by helping create new and tiny habits. It's so important to embrace habits that serve you in an authentic way as an introvert and not try to be something that you're not. Episode 139. Stephanie James is a psychotherapist, author, podcaster, and filmmaker. Stephanie explores the transformative journey of igniting the spark and becoming fierce. Stephanie's question: what lights you up? How can you bring your unique gifts and strengths into the world? It's also important to note Stephanie is an extrovert. And this is such a good example of the kind of conversations we need to have as we learn to value our personality styles and strengths. Episode 122, Dr. Laurie Helgo is a psychologist and author of Introvert Power, one of my all-time favorite books on introversion. And in this episode, she is joined by her extroverted husband, Barron, to share how they're celebrating 40 years of marriage despite being completely incompatible, as they put it. Laurie and Barron talk about their podcast, The Incompatibles, as they share insights on how introverts and extroverts can harness their strengths and embrace their differences to create fulfilling relationships. I just love their back and forth on this episode and in their podcast, and it very effectively demonstrates the continued need for understanding of introvert extrovert differences. Episode 114, Jen Graneman, founder of Introvert Deer and co founder of Sensitive Refuge, discusses the gifts of introversion and sensitivity and how these gifts can benefit us in various aspects of life. We discuss her latest book, Sensitive, The Hidden Power of the Highly Sensitive Person in a Loud, Fast, Too Much World. Of course, we also discuss her first book, The Secret Lives of Introverts, Inside Our Hidden World. I highly recommend both of these books. Being an introvert or being highly sensitive is something to be cherished and embraced. So we discuss the 3 types of sensitivity and how they manifest in our lives, as well as the 5 gifts that come with being sensitive. I also want to note that I'm not a highly sensitive person myself, or HSP for short, but it's essential to understand what it means to be a highly sensitive person so that I can support and celebrate those around me. So it's important to understand our gifts, whether we're an introvert and highly sensitive, an extrovert and highly sensitive, an introvert not highly sensitive. It's so important to understand where other people are coming from. And again, they're great gifts. Episode 150. So on this podcast, public speaking and communication are popular topics. Karen Eber, she's an author, leadership consultant, keynote speaker. She dives into the art of storytelling and the impact of story on our brains. We learn about how storytelling can evoke emotions, ignite empathy, and create lasting connections. Karen shares valuable insights on being a better storyteller, emphasizing its profound benefits for introverts. She has tips on gathering and preparing stories and understanding the neurological impact of storytelling. This episode is full of actionable takeaways that will enhance your storytelling prowess. That's just a few of the episodes we had in 2023. There's so many more. I encourage you to take a look and listen to some of these past episodes. And I'm looking forward to some new guests in 2024. As you make plans for 2024, remember, introverts have unique strengths and needs, and they need to be taken into consideration as you approach all areas of your life. This applies to designing your life around your introversion to best manage your time and energy and use your gifts. Introverts are deep thinkers or deep feelers that do need connection with others, but you also need some time alone for recharge, recreation, and for many other areas to best use your gifts. Time to think, time to plan, time to focus, time to prepare, and time to dream. You need to set aside some time and space to use your gifts or recharge your energy. Also, keep in mind that a colleague or family member may have different needs than you, and that's normal. Remember that your needs as an introvert are valid, and you should let others know what you need to be your best. So, celebrate this new year and celebrate World Introvert Day. Take some time for self-reflection. Embrace the power of your own introversion. Share stories and anecdotes that highlight the strengths and unique qualities of introverts. Post on social media or comment and like on others' posts. Engage in activities that resonate with your introverted nature, whether it's reading, writing, spending time in quiet contemplation, or connecting with those close to you. Encourage open conversations about the strengths of introversion in your community or workplace. So here's to all the introverts out there, quiet warriors, deep thinkers, and creative souls. Happy World Introvert Day 2024. May your inner light continue to shine brightly, illuminating the world with the richness of your unique contributions. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. I hope you take the time to explore other episodes and learn more from our amazing guests. Remember, if you're interested in getting to know yourself better, there's now a free Type Finder personality assessment on the Quiet and Strong website. This free assessment will give you a brief report, including the four-letter Myers-Briggs code, and I will add a link to the show notes. I'd love to connect with you. Reach out at david@quietandstrong.com or check out the quietandstrong.com website, which includes blog posts and links to social media for Quiet and Strong. Send me topics or guests you'd like to see on the show. There's so many great things about being an introvert, and we need those to be understood. Get to know your introverted strengths and needs and be strong.